All right, Mel Kiper says that the Lions should build around Jared Goff by drafting a receiver. In my opinion, preferably Devontae Smith and not draft a linebacker and Micah Parsons. Let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Check out Detroit Lions talk playlist. By the way, he right. A linebacker is not gonna help the Lions right now. To be honest, it's not gonna help them out tremendously. Simply, you got to have a formidable D line to protect linebackers so they can, you know, plug the holes and run sideline to sideline. People keep sprinkling Michael Parsons. Detroit Lions fan base don't never learn. Michael Parsons is a fucking pass rusher. He not gonna go out there and cover nobody right now. Okay, he put his hand in the dirt and he gonna have to get up to the quarterback. When I seen him, he always delay blitzing or he extra got blitzing. That's not the complexity of playing linebacker. To playing a 4-3 linebacker or outside the middle, you know what I'm saying? You got to be able to cover the tight ends, the running backs. You got to be able to cover. You think you're going to be able to teach this kid to cover and put him out there? No, he's going to be like another Julian Ocore or you're going to be able to use him as they use him in Penn State, you know, as a guy that's blitzing out on the edge or from the middle linebacker position. In the Lions defense, you got to build from the trenches on out. You know, and offensively, they're already good, especially Big V come back healthy. They good blocking. They're good offensive line when healthy. You know, but what kills me when people say, well, you know, draft Michael Parsons. No, this dude is not even a complete linebacker. He's not even like Von Miller where he's going to rush off the edge. And you look at those linebackers that went, you know, outside the top 10 or right inside the top 10. Patrick Willis, number 9. Bobby Wagner went in the second round. I think Luke Kuechly went at number 9 or number 7 or something of that nature. Historically, classical or classic linebackers don't go high. You know, they don't. And what's my man's name? Luke Kuechly, not Luke Kuechly, but it's another guy out there, man. Can't think of his name. Fred Warner, like a late second round pick. NaVorro Bowman went in the third round. Mike Singletary, who I was looking for, he went in the second round. You know, so historically those linebackers that's not like Khalil Mack and Von Miller and rushers, they go late. Remember Aaron Curry was like one of those linebackers, and you know, he didn't really pan out. You know, he went high because he was fast and athletic and all that type of stuff. No, remember Isaiah Simmons last year? I wanted them to draft. Some of us did too. He didn't do that well last year. You know, linebackers historically go. Eric Kendricks, I think he was late first. So they historically go later. You know, what was Ray Lewis pick? Ray Lewis was seen as an undersized linebacker too. See what pick Ray Lewis was. You got to understand the complexity of the draft. Ray was in the 26 pick. You know, you got to understand the complexities of the NFL draft. You got to have rules. You know, you got to see how the flow of it is going. A lot of times, those interior and those classical 4-3 outside linebackers, they don't go high. They usually go later in the draft or later in the first round. You know, you look at Derrick Brooks. He was a 28th pick in the first round. You know, so a lot of those inside linebackers, man, they go later. They go later, man. The Tulsa kid supposed to go later. Yeah, Fred Warner was his third round pick. So, I mean, you got to understand the draft. When you in that top 7, top 10 range, you know, especially the higher you go, you're looking at pass rusher, a dominant left tackle or offensive lineman. You're looking at quarterback, receivers, maybe special running back. Running backs kind of fell off in this, but special running back, Christian McCaffrey, Ezekiel Elliott when he was good. You know, Alvin Kamara, even though he went later. But when you get that high, you're looking for quarterback, receiver, special running back. You're looking for the elite guys. When you get up there, you don't get up there to draft a linebacker unless he's an edge rusher like Von Miller. You look at the Derrick Brooks, the Ray Lewises, the Fred Warners, the Bobby Wagners, the Eric Kendricks. They go a little bit later. And that's what these fans don't understand. Michael Parsons ain't going to help you because in the NFL, they get a game plan against you. They're going to game plan against you. That's what they're going to do. Help Jared Goff out now. The defense wasn't the entire problem. The offense couldn't produce no points. And the defense played their role in it. You know, they did. But if I'm them, I go with Devontae Smith. I haven't looked at Jamar Chase completely, but I go with Devontae Smith. I go with Devontae Smith, and I don't look back. Okay, Michael Parsons, he's just a guy that's fast, that run and fill gaps. I'm not impressed. He got to learn how to play, just like Isaiah Simmons. He didn't have a particular position or particular linebacker skill set, but you got to teach them to play a position. That's why a lot of NFL teams don't like positionless players. You know? And you got to understand, you take a linebacker, then how is he protected if you don't have the proper defensive line? People are linebackers. You got to have the right defensive line so they can be protected. You need linebackers. You need a defensive line too. But if you take Michael Parsons, you taking a linebacker, move down. You don't take that motherfucker at 7. You don't. He don't have a position. This kid don't. I watch him play. Like, what does he play? You ain't gonna be able to rush on certain downs. And they list him as an edge linebacker. He's a rusher with not too many rush moves. And then they compare him to Jared Davis. Do you really want a guy like Jared Davis? They saying he could fall out the first round. So you gonna reach for a guy? That's just a big mistake, dude. I'm taking the guy that high. He better be Brian Urlacher, that pick 9th. He better be Patrick Brulis, that was pick 9th. He better be Bobby Wade. He better come in and eventually get to those guys. People just don't know the NFL. They did this shit last year. Take Jeff Okudah. Y'all don't know football. Stop talking. Don't take no 4-3 linebacker that high. You can believe he could be the edge rusher and get after the passer. All right, that's okay. We can ask him to rush the passer off the edge, but does he have the moves? Does he have the go-to mode? He had a rip and go, swim move, bull rush. Nah, he knows bull rush. Does he have something like the White Frenier spin move? Then you get another guy that's not going to impact. You got to teach him how to pass rush. You got to teach him how to use his hands. Excuse me, I had a phone call. Then you got to get to you got to teach him how to, use his hands, how to get out there and be more in the bull rusher. Then you wait on another year. Makes no sense. People forget they got Julian Okoye coming back too, okay? Who's basically the same thing as him. So, if he ain't nobody like Bobby Wagner, Derek Brooks, Eric Kendrick, picking him that high. Ray Lewis, no, it's a mistake. The Lions fans make this mistake every year. You get that high, it's usually by quarterback, elite left tackles, elite offensive linemen, or it's about somebody that can score touchdowns. Plain and simple. You don't get up there and reach. When I turn on the film, he's the best player, but okay, he can be the best player on the field to you. But what does he translate to the next level? You're looking at another guy that's like Isaiah Simmons. You got to teach him to perfect a position. All right, I agree with Mel Kiper. I'm going out there. I'm taking the receiver. Because you don't know who. They haven't franchise tag Kenny Galladay yet. So you don't know who. Go out there and get this. This kid is the real deal. This kid reminds me of Marvin Harrison. You got an issue with speed, he solves it right away. You gotta replace Marvin Jones, Jr. He's a better route technician than Marvin Jones Jr. coming into the NFL. A guy instantly that can his route running create spaces. His speed make people back off. It's the right pick. You talking about linebackers. You got Jamie Collins on there. You got Julian Okoye. Okay, you still got Jared Davis. Maybe they bring him back. Maybe they don't. You got Christian. You got linebackers. You got Julian Okoye coming back this year. You could take a linebacker later in the draft. That's not extreme need, because if you put that kid Tavai in a different system, and tell him to do one job, he gonna be okay. They have more talent at linebacker. They got receiver, especially without Kenny Galladay going. I'm taking a receiver. If I'm not taking the quarterback, I'm taking the receiver. This kid is special. He can play football. I ain't got to teach him how to catch the ball. I ain't got to teach him how to run routes. I ain't got to teach him how to come off the line of scrimmage and beat press. He know you take that kid and you just don't think nothing back. You get a special one right there. Special. Now, if you bring back Galladay, you bring back Smith, now you got speed. All right, you already got T.J. Hockenson, Quintez Cephas. You got to support him. If you don't believe in Jared Goff, The Lions, if they take Micah Parsons, man, I know they just don't know what they're doing. But hey, let me know what you guys think with the number 7 pick, by the way. On Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all my social media links in the description. Fast way to reach me is social media links in the description. Appreciate the love, support. Want to make a donation, Cash App, PayPal in the description. Let me know what you guys think. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist.